5 things you can do to prepare for the SHTF right now that will cost you almost no money at all. Stick around. All right, guys, so if you are like me and you have been watching the news lately, you understand that things are not really good in the world. Inflation is up, gas is up, food is going to disappear really soon. The war in Ukraine and Russia is not really doing us any favors. We got an idiot in chief in place right now, so gas is not going to get any cheaper. So what are the 5 things that we can do that cost absolutely no money? I'm going to give you the secrets. It's very, very simple. First thing you can do is a physical assessment on yourself. So that means, do you have any medical issues right now that you need to get fixed? Do you have anything that you can improve on? Are you overweight? Do you have diabetes? Is there something that's wrong with you right now? Maybe you have teeth problems, all right? Maybe you should go see a dentist. If you have that joint problem that's been hurting over and over again, go see a doctor. Go see someone that's going to help you out and alleviate that pain or give you some medication. Now, when it comes to medication, stock up on meds if you can. There are places that you can buy antibiotics online. All right, so you will get a prescription from a medical doctor and they will check to make sure that you need the prescription, and then you're good to go and you can stock up on that. Now that costs a little bit of money, but that's not really what I'm talking about. If you are physically not fit, if you walk up the stairs and you are wheezing, if you have a little extra around the gut, I get it, I understand. We all like to eat, have our late snacks, that kind of thing. If you're suffering from some type of addiction, so any type of alcoholism, drugs, whatever the case is, you need to start getting off that right now. And when I say addiction, I don't mean hard drugs only, caffeine. We as Americans are completely addicted to caffeine. So if you're drinking 4 or 5 cups of coffee a day, that's going to be a little bit rough during the SHTF, all right? Start a regimented program. Anything that you can do at least 3 times a week. It's very simple. You could go for a walk. If you want, put on your battle rattle. I know there's a lot of guys out there that put on their battle kit and then they're like, oh, well, when I need it, I have it. Well, if those plates weigh 8 pounds apiece plus ammunition plus your rifle, why don't you go on a nature hike with all your kit and kind of see where you're at? If you're sucking wind, then you obviously need some more work, all right? If you don't want a little bit of a low impact, maybe take up a swim routine. Maybe try to go bicycling. If you have to walk out of your location in an SHTF with your bug out bag, put your bug out bag on your back and see how far you can get. All right, number 2, documentation. When I say almost costs nothing, I mean you might have to have some paper. But here's the thing. When it comes to documentation, I don't want to walk around with a whole binder of documents, but we are totally dependent on electronic or digital means for our documentation. Everything can be got on the internet. So Social Security, your bank statements, your bank records, anything that has to do with your mortgages, your bills, your birth certificates, all of that, military service, all that stuff is digital, is on a computer somewhere right now. So what you need to do is make paper copies, make a backup copy, put it in a safe that is fireproof, put it in alphabetical order, however you want to organize it, do it now. I can't tell you how important this documentation is going to be. If there is an SHTF and you will come back from it, I don't think the world will go indefinitely, sort of like scorched earth kind of thing. Maybe if Russia decides to drop the bombs, we're going to be out for quite some time. But the computer systems are going to go down. There's no real way to identify you or to get the things that you had prior to that happening unless you have physical, tangible documentation. Also, hey, listen, if the electric goes out and the computers go down, we still have documentation on who you are, what you own, that kind of thing. Start printing your documents, put everything together as, file it in your own way and put it somewhere to where it's waterproof, where it's fireproof, where only you can get to it, it's secure and safe. Number 3, survival skills test. All right, so this is what I was talking about. it's really cool to read a couple books, but if you're not really practicing what you're doing, it's not helping you. What you need to do is get out into the forest. If you've never made a fire with a ferrocerium rod, rubbing 2 sticks together, just a regular lighter when it's wet, when it's cold, that kind of thing, go out there, do it now. All right, you have time to do this. And again, make it fun. You could take the whole family. You can do a practice bug out scenario with your family, get all the bug out bags on your back, go to the forest, go to the woods, go camping, and see if you can practice all these skills. All right, it's really fun to fantasize about this, but if it's not there when you need it, it's because you haven't practiced it. Try fishing, try making traps, try covering your trail. See if we can play hide and seek with each other with the kids. All right, obviously make sure you keep an eye on them, but we want to be able to make a base camp, then walk away from it, and then look into the forest to see if we can see our base camp. If it's too noticeable, you're in the wrong spot. That's what I mean by survival skills. Also, do some drills. If you have your bug out bags ready to go, do a drill. So have a stopwatch, get everybody in the family ready to go in the middle of the night, hit the stopwatch, wake everybody up, see if you can put all their bug out bags and everything inside the car or the vehicle, the family wagon, and go to your bug out location. Time it. See how long it takes to do that. Obviously, it's not going to go very well the first time, but you need to be prepared for that kind of thing. If you need to go in a moment's notice, can you do it? Did you pick the right route? Maybe your tires are flat. Maybe you don't have everything, or everybody's not on board in the family. If you practice the drills, it's just like the military. In any sports organization, you practice, and when the time comes, it's like clockwork. You don't even have to think about it. Number 4, gear check. This is what I was talking about. Take your bug out bag, dump it out on the ground, see if the food's expired, see if the batteries died, see if your maps are still updated, good to go. Like a lot of people, we take these bug out bags, we fill them up, and we dump them in a closet somewhere, and then the next thing you know, when we need them, they're either broken or things don't work or the food's expired, that kind of thing. Check all that stuff out. Every single year, at least 12 months, you should be checking your bug out bag. People grow taller, people grow wider, people grow skinnier. So the things that you have in there, you're gonna wanna check, especially if you have children. You're gonna have to check out that bug out bag. You're gonna have to change their clothing that's in there. You're gonna have to make sure everything works. Also, if you're bringing firearms, you need to make sure that it's zeroed, make sure those guns are cleaned, make sure that they're oiled, make sure there's no rust on them. All right, so if you get a nice AR rifle or whatever your rifle is, you go to the range, you have to practice that. You have to practice firing. You have to take your family with you and make sure that they know how to fire a weapon safely. All right, make sure that their ear pro works. Make sure that the scope has, if you have a red dot on there, make sure that you have extra batteries. Make sure that they can safely take apart the guns, inspect them, and clean them, and know what to look for. Check your gear, double check, and triple check your gear. Make sure that everything's good to go if you need to leave. Number 5, mechanical maintenance. Mechanical maintenance can cover a lot of things, but what I'm talking about here is your vehicle up to par. Does it need a new water pump? Did you change the oil? Are all the bearings working? Do you have a gas leak or whatever it is? Also, if you plan to stay, is your generator working? Have you tested your generator within the last couple of years? Do you have enough fuel? Is that fuel good enough? All right, anything that is mechanical, either electrical, does your solar panels work? Maybe one of them's cracked and it's not getting enough juice. Do you have enough batteries? Are your batteries even working? I know we buy a lot of batteries on bulk sale, but only after a couple of years they kind of lose their juice, and now you're only putting half-life batteries in there. All right. What are your alternate options for power sources? Do you have any of that? All right. These are the things that you really need to check. Make sure your vehicle is good to go. Make sure if you have generators or power sources, they're good to go. Make sure you have that battery backup systems in play. Any type of GPS system, walkie-talkies, those kind of things. Those are the things that you want to really check, double check, and triple check. All right, guys, so I hope you like this video. If you like this video, you want to see more, put the comments down below. Make sure that you like and subscribe. I also need you guys to do a couple things for me. If you can, go to Patreon, become a Patreon member. It only costs you $1 a month. You will see this video and other like videos sooner. You don't have to wait. Also, get on the mailing list. If you go to threeriverblades.com, you can check out all the awesome custom-made knives that I make up there. Scroll all the way down to the bottom, put your first name, last name, and your email address, and hit send. That's all you have to do. It costs you absolutely nothing. If you're looking for a magazine pouch or maybe a holster in Kydex, I also have Three River Kydex. Check out those two channels as well. And as always, guys, please stay safe.